Taurus, welcome back to Medicine Tarot. How are you guys? This is going to be your January 2020 reading. You are my first one up. I just want to fix, I'm sorry. Okay, maybe I should have done that before I turned on the thing. Oh well. Welcome back. I'm so happy to be here with you and to take a part in the conversation about the beginning of this new decade and everything that we're going to experience. Paradigm shifts is the loudest message, the loudest idea, the loudest theme for Taurus now, and for other signs certainly. But I want to something about Taurus and Uranus placement, trying to change things up. And if I look at my own life, it's just incredible how much more is opening up to us and how much more the universe is asking us to not only consider, but to develop. What is the universe trying to get you to develop? You see, we talk so much about like, I want more money, I want a lover, I want this, I want that, I want to manifest this, I want to manifest that. But at the end of the day, all of those things that we need are going to require a certain kind of skill set, emotionally, intellectually, and obviously in action, right? So what would I like to develop within myself in order to have this lover? What is the place that the place inside my body that I'm priming so that a real relationship can take place? What am I developing in my business skills so that I can actually create a structure, create space for, more money to come in or more clients to be served, etc. I'm blown away already by the cards that are coming out. The first two out, we have heart chakra and throat chakra. Guys, we create from our heart, right? In our heart, we create. And there is a heavy duty emphasis on heart cleansing for Taurus at the moment. Yes, for other signs as well. I feel like Leo is dealing with that in a big way. But the cleansing of the heart, or the ability, and again, this is where development comes in. Developing your ability to have those feelings around your passion, around a person, around relationships, around friendships, around your home, around yourself. To be in that love space that children are in, the love space for creation, that love space for, it's almost like it motivates you to be in a relationship, right? So if that's something you're trying to accomplish. It is also through the heart space that we heal and we solve problems with other people. And we must first solve them on our own, certainly. And it's part of my life's passion to help people figure out how to do that more difficult work where we get unclear and whatever. Long story short, rather than, I know this sounds like such a simple message, but in practice, it is a complete revolution and evolution of your life. Seeing yourself as developing skills from the heart of how to deal with things in heart alignment, it changes the paradigm that you are existing in. And when we are trying to manifest, we manifest in the capabilities and the limitations of our own paradigm. And it is often this that makes it difficult to manifest, right? Throat chakra. Boy, I'm gonna pull more cards on this. the two things that are happening in January, and wow. The two things that are happening in January, and it feels very much like the universe isn't waiting for March or April to kick off this new vibration, or like this new current that Taurus is going to be experiencing, and that Taurus is going to need to develop and to expand. But whatever you have felt wasn't special about you, the parts of you that you don't even know how much you don't love yourself, okay? When I coach clients around self-love and we look at their thingies, one thing I always say is you don't know how much you don't love yourself. And even though that doesn't sound like great news, it's actually gorgeous news, because if you don't know how empty your well is, and you start, or cup I should say, and you start putting water in it, you don't know how much more amazingness or alignment or healing can come from changing that around. So it's actually quite exciting. You know, things that we are trying to solve with action are actually solved with emotional healing. Things we're trying to accomplish with action, we actually solve by realizing there's nothing to fix. Self-love is realizing that there's nothing to fix about you. And then you're free to create, right? So you better believe that the universe, God, who, in whichever capacity, is not going to let you ignore or be in a place of not knowing how special your voice is. And when I'm talking about voice, I'm not talking about speaking, although I can be. I'm talking about your imprint on this planet, your imprint on this planet. And Taurus has felt like they are not imprinting enough. I know this for certain. What is this special print that I've placed on the planet? Or my print is not being received by other people. Okay? There is a temptation here to go into a place of lackluster because we don't get the motivation from the result immediately, right? Because Taurus rules the physical plane. We love to see it in black and white on the table, in our bank, blah, blah, blah. We're not gonna sit here in, wow. Okay. This is what Spirit is urging you to remember, my darling. You are at a crossroads here of continuing feeling dissatisfaction around what you have to offer versus feeling excitement and motivation and whatever, undoubt of producing what you are. Sorry, did that make sense? You're at a crossroads. Spirit is saying you can remain the earthworm, you can remain small and tiny and insignificant, and discontent in your boredom. And the only reason you would do that is because you feel that you are not special, that what you have to give is not wanted, that what happened in the past and the failures you had in the past are the verdict, that the shit that happened, the shit you felt is just who you are. Sorry, buddy, that's it. We could stay there, or we could just see it as a temptation and then choose to practice coming from a place of like, oh my gosh, if I don't act on who I am, if I don't give to the world who I am, what I can do, this world will be less rich. I want you to wake up and go, if I don't give, if I don't show up, this world will not be as special without that. In whichever way your voice comes through, it could be coaching, it could be painting, it could be any level of creation, whether in business, spirit, like spiritual, whatever, you get it. I'm like, let me list all the ways. And if these words are hitting you and you feel so far away from even expressing your own voice, let's talk, but also start. And usually people go, well, with what? How? What is it? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever that thing is that you've been kind of putting off. That thing that's in the back of your head, but you don't have the time and you don't have the funds potentially and you don't XYZ. Yearning, how do you know what your life's purpose is? You feel it and you know where you need to go. It's so common sense. It's beyond common sense. It's the most basic. Your life's passion is the things that you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, well, we can work around, we can figure out what's going on there. But usually it means that we are not connecting to the heart. The point of this reading is that the universe is no longer letting us do that. This is amazing news. You are, you're either incredibly going after your life, or you are going into discontent and boredom. Dissatisfaction. You look at your stuff and you're like, I don't know. So when you sense yourself doing that, just know that that's the road that you're not, like, notice it and go to the other place. They're saying, I love this. A lot of you are trying to, like, go to the next level, right? You're trying to manifest something. You're trying to get your business up and running or whatever, a real relationship, a healthy It was really, I just really like that we got have faith. As I always say, it's 60% effort, 40% grace. 60% effort, 40% grace. And you don't wait for the grace, but the grace comes. So have faith, have faith, have faith. Everything that you want to do, you are going to do. Everything you want to accomplish, well, you're going to accomplish either all of it or the amount that is required for you to be satisfied. You absolutely need to believe that and have faith in that and just go one day at a time, day at a time, day at a time. You need to remember you are completely different now, Taurus. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago, even 2 years ago. You are so different, my darling. I'm struggling with that. Not struggling, but I'm noticing that and kind of get freaked out a little bit because I really am so not the same person I was 4 years ago, which doesn't mean that I've abandoned that person, but that change must be noticed by us. Like I'm so different. What happened to the person in the past literally cannot happen to the person in the present. You must remember that as you reconciling the past, okay? So reconciling the past allows for greater happiness and strength. What can you discover about yourself to release this painful situation? Okay, so pains and worries and things like that. There is no way to go but up. It just depends on how difficult you want up to feel. Do you want it to feel really difficult to go up? Because the reason it would is if you're dragging an unreconciled version of yourself from the past with you. You heard it here first. Okay, so let's what is that work about for you? Okay, and no, it doesn't take forever. It can take an afternoon sometimes or 5 afternoons, but getting clear, getting accurate, reconciling emotions. Again, you know, this is the work that I help people do. Oof, I love this. But there is just a clear moment of tarantula energy talks about crossroads, you know, and this crossroads. But what I love about this energy so fucking much is that it doesn't feel like we're proving it, you know, like failure is just right there, but we have to tread this narrow path towards success. Like, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like a scary crossroads. It's almost like very aware Taurus. You're like, oh, not there, go there. Oh, nope, go over there. And you need to lean into faith so hard right now. And I'm saying faith in benefit for yourself. Change, beneficial change. You need to lean into faith that can occur, that is occurring. Like, lean in. Because one thing I'll tell you, I deal so much with the logical mind, and I'm from a psychoanalytical standpoint and emotional standpoint, whatever. But the point is, there's a magic wand that does take care of a lot of this quote unquote work with the logical mind we need to do sometimes, and that's faith. You just go, boom, lean into faith. I know, yeah. And that's why I love this kind of work too, because we can use words like that. You know, science won't let us go, lean into faith, right? But we know the power that holds. So here we go. What haven't you been willing to do before? Start gently. It will not scare you. Okay? Start gently. It will not be scary. What are the things that you haven't been willing to do before? And maybe it's not willing, capable. What are the things you haven't thought yourself of capable of doing? Paradigm shift. What were the limitations of the past, and how can you lean into faith? Lean into remembering that you getting out of your own limitations serves the, I'm cursing, MF planet. Like, it serves humanity. You expanding serves humanity. And that, my friend, is all the faith that we should all need, right? Good. They're saying the part of you that was like your passion, you're been sitting on your hind legs in terms of like what you want to do, and like even I want to get a job. I haven't had a job in 10 years, right? Like stuff like that. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be like a huge success, but for you, it will feel like a shift out of the ordinary, out of the practiced place, which can be scary. But be gentle, start gently. It will not scare you. It will not. Whatever you find scary in your mind about it, it will not be scary. Okay? So they're saying whatever you've been sitting on your hind legs about in terms of your passion or you know, showing up in the passionate, fiery way in the world, they're saying now it's due to improper vision of yourself. It's due to not making like being indecisive, being loopy, being stuck, right? But the sun shines on this now in January. Like, there's stuff coming in that's going to be great. I always talk about not waiting for the universe to heal you and God to heal you and your angels to help you, but doing it yourself, right? 60% effort. But also we get a lot of stuff come through for us. That's the truth, I believe, you know? That's my truth. That's how I've experienced it. Sometimes I'm like, wow, that's a blessing, and I didn't do anything. Like, this was a blessing to the energy. This was a blessing of healing took place, a change for the better that I had nothing to do with. It feels like, and they're saying, don't worry, we'll shift things for you that are not feeling great, that are making you feel like you cannot be your unicorn in your voice and feel that uniqueness of your own heart. Okay? Damn. Direction guardian. A lot of you guys are moving in a new direction right now, or you know that you need to, but you're scared, right? And they're saying surround yourself with protective energy. Sometimes when we want to make a change, you guys, we don't take into consideration we might be in an environment that's not good for us. It's making everything more difficult. So we have to practice enough self-protective thoughts, thingies, right? You have to surround yourself in that more before you can feel clear and good in your solar plexus about moving in this new direction. And that's fine. And that's fine. Connect with your emotions. Your emotions will lead you to where you need to go. It's funny how people, including me, sometimes feel so lost and confused, but the entire time we have a universal power and universal direction, guidance system literally inside of us. It's like all right there for us. So the answers you need, well, you know. Taurus, the only thing that Taurus is struggling with, and this is a struggle for everybody, is understanding that reconciling the past clears you up, right? That it's so hard. It's so hard for us to move from square one to square two to square three to square four, because how can we create stability if we let things go? Does that make sense? It's very confusing. You understand what I mean. It's the bullheadedness, and that comes from it's our little Achilles heel, and that's okay. And that's okay, my friends. I love this. This message felt really motivated and very strong. It feels very strong. It feels my friends, it's coming up so clear again. The only message that is coming through, if I had to put it all in just one funnel, we are killing, right? We are ending parts of ourselves that don't want to move forward or feel like they can't. We are ending the unhealed, the places of no faith right? The places inside of us that do not have faith for change or around change in areas, and we're literally ending that like in a bigger scale, in a more completed 360 scale. That is the most important thing. And everybody wants to go fast. Everybody wants to get there faster. But when you really look at what's taking place without feeling all this crazy time pressure that society puts on us, if you really take a look at what do I not believe? What am I not believing about myself that is keeping me so bleh? So feeling not unique? Really take a look. And then realize it doesn't make any sense. And everything around you, including this video, is screaming at you or gently nudging you or blowing kisses your way, saying, you are not this person anymore. How can you reconcile the past in order to move forward? Because you're moving towards stability. The universe wants to bring in new levels of stability, but they're saying you got to find it inside of yourself first. It's so real. You know? And that shouldn't scare you. That shouldn't make you feel like, oh no, I'm not stable inside. I'm messing up again. No. Be curious about Hermit. Be curious about the inner vibe. What is the vibe inside of you? Truly. And how can you emotionally and mentally support that? This is also how you do everything in life. This is how you heal. This is also how you create anything in life. See, when we do tarot, it actually describes the processes that need to take place for literally all the things that need to take place. Does that make sense? It's the energetic transition from one thing to another to either allow or to block certain things from happening. The point is, the more faith, the more light you shine, the more openness you have towards your own I don't want to say broken, but your own little fears and insecurities and stuff, the more love you even put in that place, the brighter this lamp shines. I mean, this is so deep. And this can happen when you're driving in the car. This happens in the morning. This happens in ways that are very soft and gentle. You know, it's not about sitting down and getting hardcore with ourselves, although sometimes that can help. But it's a process of, let me give you an affirmation. I allow myself to see where I'm limiting myself. I allow myself to see my limitation. I allow myself to see why I'm limiting myself. Just the sheer fact of saying, hey, I'm gonna open the door, makes your body relax into helping you do that. Healing is not fixing. Healing is opening up to see accurately. because your system, your human system, is constantly reaching for higher vibrations. It is constantly reaching for higher vibrations. That's not something you have to work on. All you have to do is allow yourself to reconcile the lower vibrations, or the stuff that's like now. So this is going to go down for the next 10 years. Don't be impatient for a second. I know you're impatient. I feel your impatience. Hard. Impatience is helplessness. Chill. I allow myself to see why I wanted to be held back. I allow myself to see things from a new perspective. I allow my body to show me why I'm scared of changing. Even saying that brings in a new vibration to your body, right? And even saying that brings in a relationship to harmony, or stability, I should say. Should we talk for another 20 minutes? Let's do it. Okay. You're getting blessed, though. Like, let's just be clear. Blessings are coming in for you. And some of this enlightenment, so to speak, literally, but I don't mean like you become Buddha. I mean like to light up, to see. A lot of this enlightenment that comes in for you happens because you're like, oh wow, look at this difference in experience. We change when we experienced newness. Before, I thought I couldn't ride a bike. One day I ride a bike. Now I'm a bike rider. Okay, so it's an experience that denies what we believed in the past. So opening yourself up to that, right, is the leaning into faith. I'm going to have new experiences. I lean into that. And then when you see that start, okay, this is the magic. Ready? You will see things. Please remember this. You will see things happening that are new, they are greater, they are more blessed. The capacity for joy or for expansion is there, and you will feel yourself gravitating towards it. And then when you feel that little trauma block come up and you're like, holy shit, I can't do this because in the past XYZ, love that part of you and say to that part of you, you are safe. We are not the same person we were many years ago. This is a new law of my life taking place. This is a new paradigm. Just because you're speaking to me, that little scared voice or the trauma trigger, just because you're speaking to me doesn't mean that we're not going to heal. We are healing right now by allowing ourselves to experience more. So you are changing while you are scared. You understand what I'm saying? You will be changing while you still feel the darkness. It's really important when you've had experiences that are like bigger / new / you are moving forward, to sit down and go, see, we're okay, we're expanding. I teach the conversation with yourself to yourself with my clients. Like, I teach people to talk to yourself because that voice becomes dominant. The higher self voice becomes dominant, and we are able to calm ourselves down faster, to heal ourselves faster, to direct ourselves. It's amazing. So talking to yourself, but talking from the higher self voice. And the higher self voice, the first thing it wants to do is shower abundant amounts of love on you. Blah, 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 blah. You will see manifestations of your intention and action. This is exciting. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Okay. I'm going to pull one energy card. The world. Cycles completed, new cycles beginning. You're stretching out into the world. Your place in the world is expanding, it's changing, it's getting deeper, but also taller. The deeper you go, the bigger you get. And when I say deeper, I mean more real or something, like a realer version of you, like a louder version of yourself too. Yeah. Your base, all right, my friend, I'm going to say this because I know everybody loves it. Money is connected to this. This is connected to money, foundation, power, use. You are useful in the world. There's so many places that you can grow into. Like, I feel like a lot of you guys listening to this may not even be aware of those places. You are getting stabilized so that, like, let's say you're in your 30s, 20 years from now, you're like, oh, it's like, that's when I created my foundation. That was that time. And if you're like 50, you're like, oh, that's when I created my foundation. That was that time. And the way this feels can be different depending on the difference of experience, the difference of life path. But the reason I say that's when I created my foundation is because whatever is going on right now, it is a deepening regardless of where you are. So a new level deeper, which deeper to me means also higher or bigger. But a new level of deeper, it doesn't matter. Maybe you start at 0, maybe someone's starting at 20, but it's still deeper. It still feels different. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm gonna stop right there. 40 minutes. I mean, this is just gorgeous. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What question do you have for yourself, you know? What is this question? Because the question doesn't need to exist. It's not, you should not ask a question of like, will I be able to do this? Of course, that's not the point. The point is, what don't you want to do? What are the things that you think you want to do, but you secretly don't? And then shining a giant light on that, a light of love. Sweetly, carefully, gently. And saying, why, my friend? Why do I question this foundation that I can create? And when I say, and again, it doesn't, there's so many instances with that. And so when you really truly lean into the faith of that knowing of like, yeah, I can do that, or I want to do that, I'm going to do that, then all of your actions are motivated, exciting, fun, not super stressed out, not fearful. You see what I'm saying? That's true alignment. That's true power. So starting the year off with a bang, in the best of ways, because the world is like, the universe is like, the world needs you. You are special. We need you out here doing stuff. Okay? I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you. And this is, so much love for you forever. If you need to contact me, my email is below. I am going to make a Patreon thing soon. And I'm also going to do another reading soon. Yeah. Happy 2020. Love you, okay? Rock and roll.